I'm gonna explain to you guys in the simplest of terms what HTML is. Now, IT people have a tendency of, using words, and other people think this is complex, I will never understand this. Really, just to give you a simple explanation, you see how you speak English to communicate to other people. If you live from here today and you travel to Europe, to Asia, or you travel anywhere across the world, you use English as a language to communicate to other people. Now imagine if you do not speak English and then you travel outside the country. It is definitely going to be a little bit difficult. HTML is a language used by web browsers. I really want you guys to understand from the beginning the structure of HTML files. Hello onliners, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia Nelao. In this video, I want to show you guys how you can create a web page using just HTML from scratch. So I'm gonna take you guys through the process of how you can come up with a web page using HTML. The reason why I want you guys to understand HTML is because I kind of need you guys to understand the reason why websites behave the way they do. Even though we have content management systems like WordPress, which literally allows you to move things around, in the back end, websites are really just still made up of codes, HTML tags, CSS, PHP, and all the other elements put together. I know if you don't have any background when it comes to websites, you'll probably be thinking, what exactly is she talking about? Guys, believe me, it's not that complex. In this video, I'm going to simplify things for you guys. Even if you are not really exposed to websites, at the end of this video, you are definitely going to understand what HTML is. Imagine you own a meal delivery company, right? And you want all your client information to kind of be accessible to your clients, or you want to display your meal plans, what's on the menu for the week, contact information, how can clients get to you, what are your delivery options. If you want all that information in one place, what you can do, you can create a web page. And believe me, you don't need to be technical. You can create a web page where your clients have access to all this information at one central point. If you need an image displayed on the website, you gotta tell the web page, I need an image displayed. If you want a table displayed on your web page, you kind of need to tell the web browser, I need a table displayed, and I need it displayed in this location. That is the language that web browsers understand. The way you put in so much effort to kind of learn other people's languages because you want to kind of achieve certain things. Say for example, you need to relocate to China, or you need to go and study in China, and one of the prerequisites is to have the basic understanding of Chinese, or at least be able to speak the basics. So the same effort that you put into understanding Chinese, for you to be able to go study in China, literally the same effort that you need to put in when it comes to understanding web browsers. Literally the same effort. Where there is a will, there's always a way, they say. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a language that is used by web browsers, and it contains a series of elements such as, this is a heading, this is a table, a paragraph. In this video, I'm going to take you guys through the process of creating a web page. So I'm going to create a web page for a meal delivering company, Kelly's Meal Delivering Service. So we are going to literally create it together. Let's get started. First things first, the first thing that you need to do when you are creating a web page, you first need to create a folder on your desktop. Guys, this is so important just to keep organized, because you kind of want to store everything in one place, and you don't want your files all over the show. If there are images that you need displayed on your website, there's content that you need to prepare in terms of your website, you literally have to store it in the same location. Now, one of the most important reasons why you also want to store everything in the same location is because when you start referencing, telling your web page where to find certain images or certain items, you kind of want to reference using just one location. And if you move any file from that folder and you are referencing that specific image back to your web page, the web page is not gonna find it. Very important, create a folder in one location. You can create it on your desktop, you can create it on my documents, but create a folder. Now the web page, we are creating it for Kelly's Catering Solutions. So I'm gonna create a folder on my desktop and I'm gonna call it Kelly's Catering Solutions. Now that I have my folder on the desktop, I am going to look for images that I know I want to display on my website. Just gonna copy one of the images that I really like and then just drag it into my folder. I'm actually really just gonna use one image. I'm not really gonna use a lot of images. The second thing that you need to do, guys, is you need to create index.html file. Now you need to give it HTML extension. This is the only way the web browser will actually notice or pick up that it is an HTML file. Let me explain to you guys the type of program that you use to create your index file. So if you are using Windows, you can just open Notepad. It comes as a default program for Windows, and then all you need to do is save it as index.html. If you are using a MacBook, you need to download a free program, open source program. The program is called Brackets, and you can use it to code. So you can literally just download it. For the purpose of this exercise, I am using Brackets. So this file, index.html, I am going to save it in the same exact folder which I created earlier on the desktop. Now guys, it's important, your index file, your images all needs to be one folder. You need to remember that I opened Brackets, and as you can see, the structure of HTML is already here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to delete it for now. The reason why I'm going to delete it is because I really want you guys to understand from the beginning the structure of HTML files. So I'm going to save it in my folder. So I'm just going to save as, and then I'll look for my folder on the desktop. I'm going to look for Kelly's Catering Solution or Meal Delivery Solution, and this is where I'm gonna save my .html file. So now you have brackets open and you have your folder created, your images are in the folder. The first thing that you need to do, you need to declare the version of HTML that you are going to be using. Now there are two versions. There's HTML and there's HTML5. We don't use HTML anymore because it's not mobile friendly. You see, when you have a mobile phone and you open a specific web page and it doesn't fit clearly on the cell phone, and you move to your laptop and you see it fits very well on the screen. This is what happens when you do not use the correct version of HTML. Now HTML5 is mobile friendly, and that is the latest version websites are using. So here I'm just gonna declare that this is a HTML version file. You need to put in the declaration, which is doc type HTML. That is your declaration. You can actually say HTML5. The second thing that you type is your HTML element. All right, now one thing that I forgot to mention, in HTML there's one rule: whatever opens closes. Guys, HTML operates exactly like life. Whatever begins at some point in time, it will come to its closing line. So whatever tag opens in HTML, eventually you will have to close it. And if you leave anything open, you will see that it's gonna disturb the layout and the format of your HTML page. So you don't want to do that. Whatever tag you open, you close. So we are gonna open and close HTML. Alright, so now that we have defined our HTML element, which is really just the root element of all HTML pages, and as you can see, it starts with your opening tag and it closes. Now everything that is going to happen in this file definitely needs to happen within the HTML element. The next tag that we need is head tag. Now your head tag in HTML is really just used to define the head portion of the document, which contains information related to the document. So you find elements such as title, metadata, link, style. But for the purpose of this video, we are just going to use title. Now the title tag comes within the head tag. Alright, so I'm just gonna open and then I'm going to close. The title tag defines the title of your document. You see how you can go to Facebook, and when you go to Facebook, there's a description in the URL describing, the title of the page. You can literally go to any other website and just check it out. Normally it's displayed in the title bar or the URL bar of your website. Really, title is just the title of your website. In our case, because we are working on Kelly's delivery solution, we are just going to say Kelly Meal Delivery. If you open this page right now, you actually notice that in our title bar, we are going to have Kelly's Meal Delivery. So now that we have defined our title, we are moving on to our next element, which is the body element. Alright, now the body element is quite interesting because this is where you define your content. So everything going forward that is going to be as part of your body element, it is what is going to be displayed on your website. So all your tables, all your images, all your content, all your paragraphs, your headings comes within the body element. So I am going to start off with the first paragraph here in the body, and I am just going to say, welcome to Kelly's Meal Services. And I'm just gonna close that paragraph. I think to even make it more interesting, what I can do, I can actually have this as my first heading, heading 1, and then just make sure that I close my heading, and then here I can have a paragraph to just give more information about my page, to say, welcome everyone, please make sure that you order by 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Deliveries will be done before 1. So now you have your first heading, and then you have your first paragraph. Now guys, one important point to mention, I don't want you guys to go and memorize the tags for HTML. What I want you guys to understand is the logic and the structure of HTML. So you kind of need to understand how things flow. What is it that you start with? Your HTML, your head, your body structure. That's exactly what I want you guys to understand, because for the tags, you can always go to W3 Schools, copy exactly what it is that you need, and then just paste it into your web page. You literally don't need to memorize anything. All you need to know is understand the logic, understand the structure, and understand how things flow within your web page. Alright, so now we have defined our heading, we have defined our paragraph. Now I am going to create a list of my menu, food that is going to be for the week. So what I'm going to do, I am going to insert a table. To insert a table, you need to use a table tag. I'm just gonna go ahead, close that, move it at the bottom, because I need to create my row within the table and then to create my cells within the table. So within the table, I have my first row, which is TR, and I'm just gonna close that TR, and within a row, I have a cell. Alright, so I'm just gonna say a cell is TH, I'm gonna close it. And then because I need 3 cells, because one cell is for Monday, the other cell is for Wednesday, and the last cell is going to be for Friday. So I'm going to be delivering meals for about 3 days a week. So I need 3 cells for 3 days a week. Now you have your table defined, and within your table you have your rows, and within your rows you have your cells. So I'm just gonna type in the first cell here. I'm just going to type in Monday. All right, and then in my second cell, I'm going to type in Wednesday. In my last cell, I'm going to type in Friday. All right, so now I have a table with headings. My first heading is Monday, my second heading is Tuesday, and my third heading is Friday. So what I can do, I can now put in another row so that beneath Monday, I can now have what's going to be on my menu for the week. All right, so what I'm going to do, I am going to copy this row, and then I am just going to paste so I can have the second row. So in my second row under Monday, I am going to have mashed potatoes and lamb stew. And then on Wednesday, I am going to have Greek salad, all right, for the vegetarians. So I'm going to have Greek salad, and on Fridays, of course, I am going to have my famous bride. All right, because I want to kind of give two options to my clients, I'm gonna create the last row, okay, so that the people that don't want to eat mesh or lamb on Mondays, they have a different option. So I'm just gonna create a third row, and then I would have on Mondays mesh and lamb, and I would have Greek and hake as well. So on Tuesday, I am going to have oxtail with mesh. All right, and on Friday I would have the famous potato salad, and that's about it. So now I have my table, and I have my first headings as my dates, and then beneath that I have, you know, my menu list. So now I have my table created. I think the last thing that I really want to show you guys is I want to add an image. I know most of my tags by heart, but that's because I've been doing this for a very long time. You don't need to. For you, what you can do, you can just go on W3 Schools, go find the exact tag that you need to use when you need to add, you know, an image. I know the tag is IMG. Meet the team, and then I'm just going to close it. All right. Let me see now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to show you guys how this is looking like. Can you guys see? So I have my heading, I have my paragraph, and then I have my table here without borders. Now, one thing that we are not going to do, we are not going to concentrate on the look and feel. We are going to do that in my next lesson. Now, the reason why I came up with this video is because I kind of want you guys to understand HTML is about structure. CSS is about the look and feel. So we are going to add colors, we are going to add alignment, we are going to make things look nice when we get to CSS. When we add functionality, that is when we are going to start talking about PHP, and this is just how things flow. So don't worry about the look and feel. Don't worry whether the table doesn't have borders. We are definitely going to get there. So guys, that's the end of my video. I hope I added some value. Guys, if you are here visiting for the first time, please do subscribe, share some love. If you have been here before and you have been following, thank you so much. I see you again in my next video. Please don't miss it. I'm going to be teaching you guys about CSS. So we are going to be adding colors, we are be formatting, we are going to be aligning. If there is anything that you want to understand further, go to W3 Schools, understand HTML attributes, understand tags, understand elements, and everything will definitely flow as you go. I see you guys again in the next session. It was nice having all of you guys. Ciao.